Good afternoon. I would like to call this June 18th, 2024 meeting on the Committee on Ways and Means for the City of Charleston to order. We'll begin by asking Council Member Parker to give the invocation.
Thank you. If we can just take a brief moment of silence and pray for our city. Thank you. Amen.
Okay, item number 2, approval of minutes.
Move for approval.
Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Item number 3, bids and purchases. Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 4, Clerk of Council Department, approval to submit a grant application in the amount of $10,000 to the South Carolina State Historical Records Advisory Board to gain intellectual control of and grant digital access to the city's archival map and plat collection.
Move for
An
approval.
amount of $10,000. Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 5, Housing and Community Development. Approval is requested for the submission of the application for federal assistance and the corresponding documents to the Department of Housing and Urban Development for the 2024-2025 program years.
Move for approval.
Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Item number 6, another Housing and Community Development, approval to lend $480,000 in a deferred forgivable loan to the Resource Housing Group for the development of 60 units of affordable rental housing for senior residents.
Second.
Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, the ayes have it. Items, all right, and we have a motion and a second to take items 7 through 13 together. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye. Move
Any-
for approval.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. All right, and now for approval. Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the ayes have it. We are on to item number 14, Police and Fire Departments, approval to submit a joint application for the fiscal year 2024 Fort Security Grant Program in the amount of $2,092,337.
Second.
Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 15,
Move
Fire
for approval.
Department. Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 16. All right, we have a motion to take items 16 and 17 together. These are both stormwater management related to the Hugie Street drainage project. Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Now to take items 16 and 17 for approval.
Second.
Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 18, can we get, let's see, item number 18 was approval of a contractual amendment agreement with CPW to provide cost share on city installation of check valves at Meeting Street and New Market Creek.
Move for approval.
We discussed this in Public Works. Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Similar, item number 19
Move for approval.
was agreement with MSP to provide the additional cost sharing on that item. Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any discussion? Or sorry, the ayes, any opposed? The ayes have it. All right, item number 20,
Move for approval, please.
Lake Daughter, moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 21, stormwater management, approval of an amendment to the grant agreement with the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation to add $1 million of funding and expand the scope to include the Howie Avenue retrofit on James Island.
Second.
Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Again, stormwater management, approval of an agreement with Clemson University for MS4 NPDES to provide stormwater public education and outreach. Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 23, business and neighborhood services, approval to apply for the $20,000 National League of Cities Economic Mobility Rapid Grant. Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Now we'll turn it over to Chairman Appel for the Committee on Real Estate.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and my apologies for not being able to be with everybody in person today. I'm a little under the weather. I'll spare you all the details. You got two real estate committee reports for me today, so bear with me. At the May 20th, 2024 meeting, we had one regular item in addition to our annexations. This was an authorization for the mayor to accept a utility easement for undergrounding power. This is over at Carolina Bay, way down 17, and that was unanimously approved. And then we had approved 7 annexations at the committee level. We have since been told that 2 of the annexations, 2 of the folks associated with those annexations have requested their applications be withdrawn. That's going to be for 737 Canary Drive and for 2457 Birkenhead Drive. So let's make sure to make a note that when I introduce the report, we take those off, and then we carry that through to full council later today. Should I go ahead and run through both committee reports? Do we need to vote on
We
these
need to vote on
separately?
24
Both,
first.
both. I would just do both.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we're going to vote on 24 and 25 together.
Okay, sounds great. So that does it for 24. And then for 25, the real estate committee met yesterday to consider several items. The first item was our annual renewal of a lease agreement for the police substation over at Citadel Mall. And we pay $1 a year for this lease. You can't beat that rent. And that was unanimously approved. The next 2 items dealt with 89 Fishburne Street, which is a affordable housing project that has been before real estate and city council several times this year already. This is for 4 units of rental housing, 60% AMI for 2 units, 80% AMI for the other 2 units. A lot of complicated real estate stuff going on here. Item C is to essentially subdivide the property so that 0.2 of the acres comes back to the city. 0.1 acres will be kept in the hands of the CRC to develop those 4 units of affordable housing. And then item B is to agree to a subordination agreement to essentially allow for CRC to take a mortgage out with Pinnacle Bank. The city of Charleston is subordinating its right of first refusal and its reverter clause. It's maintaining its affordability covenants. Those are not being subordinated, and those are going to be maintained on the property, even in the unlikely event of a foreclosure. But this subordination is necessary to facilitate the financing so the CRC can get this project moving. Both of those items were unanimously approved. Item D pertained to the Cooper Hotel. This is the old SPA headquarters down by Waterfront Park. It's being currently developed as a hotel. This is a BMOC project. The city and a former entity were the joint applicant of essentially a bulkhead permit back in 2017. And This agreement is to facilitate the extension of public access along the water there, up the peninsula from Waterfront Park. This was granted unanimous approval by the committee, but there was some discussion about making sure that a certain portion of the property over by Fleet Landing is maintained open to the public, despite the ability for the hotel to have periodic private events in some of this public space. So we anticipate some revisions to this perpetual easement and manage and maintenance agreement to come back before council. The city's on the hook for the maintenance associated with the piers and the bulkhead, and the hotel is responsible for the remainder of these features. Items E and F were deferred. And then item G was another BMOC matter. This is in regards to the Charleston place, and this is to facilitate landscaping improvements off that city right away, right off of Meeting Street there when you're accessing the Charleston place. And they've got some pretty nice looking landscaping plans that they've got for that part of the city. And the property owner is going to be on the hook for all of the install and maintenance costs. We're just essentially allowing them to do this work in the right of way. And that was unanimously approved. And then finally, we considered 8 residential annexations, and they were all unanimously approved. And with that all said, I would ask that items 24 and items 25 be accepted with the modifications to the annexations under 24B as noted.
All right. Thank you, Chairman Appel. Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? The ayes have it. Is there any more business to come before this committee? If not,